So as a songwriter, you're always chasing inspiration, and one great way to get inspiration is to change things up a bit, whether that be changing the genre of music that you're working on, or maybe changing the people that you're working with. One cool thing that I like to change up sometimes is the guitar tuning. I was messing around one day and I came up with my own custom tuning. It just involves one change. I tuned the G string up to a G sharp. So you end up with a tuning that's really friendly to the key of E, which is one of my favorite keys. So I immediately thought it was super fun and super pretty sounding, so I messed with it more and I came up with this little guitar riff. As soon as I wrote that riff, I was loving it. I already was having some vocal ideas come to mind right away. I was like, this has to be a song. So then it was time to start writing some lyrics. So when looking for lyrical ideas, I kind of just tend to ask myself how I'm feeling, or maybe look at a situation that's going on in my life currently. And at that time, when I wrote that riff, I was definitely going through something kind of unique. So I had somewhat recently gotten out of a very long-term relationship, someone I was very serious with. The relationship kind of ended on good terms though, and we agreed that we wanted to be friends as much as we felt we could, or as much as we felt was appropriate. So we kept in touch, and we would talk every now and again. And as you can imagine, this got a little messy sometimes. Sometimes it was really nice having a little bit of that old connection there for when times were tough, but also I could feel myself, really enjoying having that person around or talking to that person more, and I would find myself wanting to text them a little bit more each day and reach out to them again and maybe hang out again soon. And I just started to think, like, what is the end goal here? Like, am I trying to get back into the relationship? Is it possible to keep this just as a friend thing? There were a couple of points too where the other person sort of referenced how they would like to maybe see me a little more, or that we should do this again. I felt a little bit of this pressure to move into a friendship while feeling like I wasn't ready for a friendship yet, and I still needed time to heal and process things on my own. So I decided to write a song that was kind of I know you want to see me a lot, I know you want to talk to me more, and I want those things too, but if we're gonna have any contact at all, it's gotta be platonic. There can't be anything romantic or anything flirty. It's gotta be a lot drier and just kind of we are friends, So yeah, that's what Platonic is about. I thought it kind of matched the vibe of the guitar riff too, because the guitar riff is playful and unassuming, but I knew that I could make it build a little bit at a time and have it sort of mirror a platonic relationship that's getting a little out of hand. It actually looks like I wrote this song very quickly. I wrote the guitar part on February 3rd, and then it looks like by February 5th I had the whole thing written. Let's hear the first instance of the guitar riff. So this is in my dumb G sharp tuning. That it is.
What was that? Up air.
Yeah, I had some friends playing Smash Brothers in the background. It looks like February 4th I thought of a vocal for it.
Found love in a place I envy. No, don't make it right. Make it right.
Yeah, I took it to the piano, I guess, started jamming some vocal ideas, and then yeah, this is just a full run through of the whole song with the finished lyrics. So yeah, it didn't take me very long to write these lyrics, I guess. I normally take kind of a while, but I guess I was going through it at the moment and I was just able to find inspiration for the lyrics really quick. Now let's take a quick look at the production. So with this one, I briefly considered experimenting and taking it somewhere a little more adventurous with the production, maybe something a little more pop, or just, I don't know, something weird. But I pretty quickly decided that I just wanted to make it a little more straightforward, very simple in terms of the production and the sounds that are used. And plus, since I had that great acoustic riff and I actually wrote the whole thing on acoustic, it just felt natural to have acoustic guitar be the center point of the song. In terms of miking the acoustic guitar, I've gone through a lot of different setups over the years, and I've finally kind of settled on an acoustic guitar miking technique that I feel works for me and gets the sound that I hear in my head. So I use a stereo miking miking technique. That means I use 2 microphones to capture the sound. I normally have something like this, a large diaphragm condenser mic on the right, picking up the right side of the guitar, pointing towards the sound hole. And then on the left, I have something more like this, like a pencil condenser microphone, pointing at the sound hole, but from the fretboard kind of area. Now, I'm not normally picky about stuff like this, but I measure these microphones to be 1 foot apart, and then I make sure that they're both 1 foot from my guitar. So we have like a 1 foot equilateral triangle type of thing going on. I just find that gets the best acoustic guitar tone, and that is the technique that you're hearing at work on the acoustic guitar for Platonic. It actually took me a lot of takes to get the acoustic guitar part right. I remember I actually made sure my fingernails were the right length. I tried recording it initially and my fingernails were too short because this is finger picked, and my nails weren't getting the right amount of attack that I wanted. So I had to wait like 3 or 4 days for my nails to grow in a little bit just to track the song. So it was this whole big thing, but I finally got it recorded, and then it was time to build the song up a little bit at a time with other elements. This is actually a little more challenging than I expected because I needed to make sure that the song stayed interesting and that you were hearing new things enter, but I also didn't want any of those new elements to be too distracting and like take focus away from the lyrics or the guitar part. So for a while when the song first starts, it sounds like this.
Every day, 4 years we spent together, only 6 months since it ended.
It's just acoustic guitar and 1 vocal. Then the first new element that I introduce is like a palm muted acoustic guitar that sounds like this.
None at all.
Next up is the chorus, which is really short in this song, but I just used some open strings on the main guitar part to really like lift it up a little bit. Also, the lead changes up a little bit here too. Then getting into the second verse, there's this cool kind of moment where I bust out some percussive acoustic playing. Then for verse 2 itself, we have a couple of new elements. We have a guitar lead that's just a version of the main riff, but I played it up an octave. And then probably a little more noticeable would be the claps that come in right here.
It's been a while since I've seen your face.
Then in pre-chorus 2, for the first time, we get a vocal harmony that sounds like this.
You crack a joke and you got me smiling, and now I know how it feels to laugh again.
So overall, verse 2 and pre-chorus 2 are kind of like building more than the first half of the song. Finally, in the final chorus, which is a little bit more extended, we have some piano come in that's really nice. So in the first half of this chorus, the piano is kind of like laying low and just doing those chords. But in the second half, I really like it because it starts to kind of poke out and have a little more of a melodic roll. I also had some new backup vocals come in that kind of add a little more space to this part of the song. Yeah, then for the end, it just kind of comes right back down to where it started, and then it's over. So that is Platonic. This one is overall just a little more simple. The lyrical approach is very direct, the production is kind of stripped back and minimal, and the composition is very straightforward. There's only a couple of different parts in the song. I feel like the guitar riff is super like catchy, and you could sort of listen to it on loop and not really get tired of it. And also this one's just really fun to sing, so that's a huge plus for me as well. I hope you enjoyed this look into the song, and maybe you picked up something that you can apply to your own songwriting or your own production. With that, I hope you have a lovely day or night wherever you are in the world, and I will see you on the next one.